Coolio with the flow live on our third featuring LB in the place. Let me check this out. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying and chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Look at the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the state, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Mac 10 in my head and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banger, and my homies is down, so don't.
Unnamed defendant in the Gallegos case and small business owners. Wouldn't you want 200K? It is Friday, September 30th, 7:18 a.m. This is Good Morning Brownsville, and my name is Frankie Olivo. I think I got it now. Let me know if you are having trouble. But thank you so much for your time with this. I also want to ask my community for some input. Here we always try to give you the best show regarding production and, more importantly, information. We want to make it fun, captivating an audience, making sure that your viewers are in tune with what is going on, and making sure that you maintain that audience is very, very difficult. Anyone who has a platform always struggles with that. One, to reach out to an audience, to captivate an audience, but more importantly, to maintain that audience. I am going to go in a different direction. Maybe this will be for season 3. I am only gonna produce content until November, until the elections. After that, I'm going to take a little break and then come back in the new year. But my question will be, now that TikTok is used by pretty much everybody now, and this seems to be the new wave, does the community prefer shorter clips, shorter shows? I like the 30 minutes because 30 minutes, it's quick. You and I know that you lose interest. People lose interest. It's psychology. People lose interest after a few minutes, a few seconds sometimes. I'm thinking about doing a show next season in January. Shorter, 5 minutes, quick to the point, and I'm gone. Let me know what you think regarding this this new possibility. Once again, I thank each and every one of you for the time and attention that you have brought to Good Morning Brownsville. But I don't want to be redundant. I don't want to be monotone. The best way to keep my community informed, entertained, and live with me is I'm always looking for different ways to switch it up. Today I started with El Cool Coolio, who passed away. But I want to see how what else is out there. Just something to look forward to. And my community is always very good with making sure that they are very vocal with me and say, you know what, you screwed up here, or keep it up here. So I might be going in a different direction. For Good Morning Brownsville season 3. Let me know what you think of having shorter shows, quick to the point, in and out, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Today, the city of Brownsville will be having coffee, career and coffees, Friday, September the 30th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Brownsville Event Center. This will feature over 1,500 job opportunities from various organizations, which include the City of Brownsville, Southwest Keys, SpaceX, DHR Health, Steel Coast Companies, and Space Ventures. There are going to be career opportunities in healthcare, engineering, transportation, human resources, government, other skilled trades and labor, including machinery, mechanics, facility maintenance, and welding. So if you know of anyone that is looking for a new career, there will be a career fair, a job fair. The City of Brownsville will be hosting careers and coffees today from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Brownsville Event Center. Now, yesterday, September 29th, 2022, marked 14 years. And 14 years ago, we had a crash, the market crash, which was considered by many to affect lots and lots of families. But the way this works is, as you all know, it seems as if the market always fluctuates. There is a time where we have economic boom. There's jobs being created. There's money being made. While there's other times, such as the day 14 years ago in 2008, when we saw the market crash, which this also affected the housing market as well. And who can forget September 2008? The economic advisors, the economists, they were freaking out because they said, whoa, 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 Apple's down, the NASDAQ is down, just pretty much everything seems to be down. And just yesterday, we had the same thing happen, but on a larger scale, which leads many to believe that our economy here in the United States is going to a recession. If we have been monitoring the stock market as of late, crypto is at an all-time worst. Some even call this fraud and say, hey, this is the way the U.S. and many people get rich. Or as other of my shark friends like to say, hey, this is time to go hunting. For those individuals that have saved money and have been responsible with their resources, this is the best time for them to put money back into the market. Why? Because everything is a little bit cheaper during this time. Many have even argued that here in the city of Brownsville, we are going through the very same issue. Here in the city of Brownsville, as we all know, housing, if you rent at a house or apartment, it is getting very, very expensive as well. But you and I can agree that there comes a time where these individuals aren't able to keep up with the market. As we all know, interest goes high and their payments follow suit. So it's difficult for them to keep up. And what happens? They end up losing. They end up losing their house, and they end up losing their resources that they have. They have no means of keeping up. What happens? Those with money, those individuals that have been saving their money, they seem to buy these properties at a cheaper rate. In the city of Brownsville, many individuals are starting to feel the pinch of the rise of inflation, of the rise of PUB bills. And now, just yesterday, there was the crash of the stock market. Many individuals see a lot of similarities with 2008, and mainly because of mortgage rates going up. And many anticipate, just as in 2008, that there will be a recession here in the United States. So it is best to be prepared. But how will we fare during these difficult times? Will we be able to survive? Let's hope so. Now, here in the state of Texas, we got several races that we have been following, but one that has been very interesting has been the governor race. Today, Friday, from the Rio Grande Valley, we'll be having the one and only, as of right now, the one and only Texas governor debate at 7 p.m. They will be at UTRGV in Edinburgh. And this is very contested case. Who can forget after the Uvalde shooting, Beto O'Rourke went up to Governor Abbott and stated, "This is your fault. This is on your hands." And what we have seen uh, from this race have been the key issues at hand. Governor Abbott recently stated, and he demonstrated his dissatisfaction with the current administration in Washington that have not been addressing the border crisis. And here, once again, living in Brownsville, Texas, in a border town, we seem to see this on a daily basis. Now, one key issue that many Texans will be fighting for is open borders. How do we feel about having open borders? Uh, Governor Abbott did send individuals to Washington D.C., and his idea was if they, the Democrats in power, do not want to come to the border and see what we are dealing with this border crisis, we will take the border to them. So border security is going to be a hot topic in today's debate. Another is abortion. Governor Abbott adamant in making sure that Texas does not allow its females to have the option to abort. And also, Beto O'Rourke has been on the record that he would defund the police, and he also wants to take away your guns. Now, while we are not avid gun enthusiasts or hunters, we do have many friends that have their fair stockpile of weapons. And one thing that I've been hearing is my Second Amendment right. My Second Amendment right. I will not give up my guns, because once we give our guns to the government, what else would they take? That is one of the most sacred privileges that we have here in the United States: the ability to protect our household in case of any harm tries to come our way. Will you be following the debate this afternoon? And just for the record, I am not a big fan of polls. And I always refer back to the presidential race in 2016 when Secretary of State Hillary Clinton ran against Donald Trump. In every poll from ABC, CNN, MSNBC, all the major networks, they had Hillary Clinton winning or leading throughout the campaign. What we saw was totally the opposite on election day in the presidential election in 2016. Now, while I am not a fan of polls and I don't pay them no mind, I think it is important to state what is out there. Here we have Governor Abbott having a slight lead in the polls. But again, anything could change. Will you be following the debate today at 7 p.m.? What issues are more important to you? The border crisis? Gun rights? Are you okay with Beto O'Rourke taking away your guns? And abortion. Where do you stand on having females having the opportunity to make that choice for themselves? Today, this afternoon, we'll be able to hear from both candidates. Have you had your fix today? Coffee seems to be the shot that we need to spark up our day. We invite our friends and community to stop by at the Human Being located on Alton Galore. It is that fall season. I think everybody is anticipating Halloween already and the other festivities that follow. We have 3 great selections from their promoted items for this fall season: the sweet and salty, the pumpkin snowy, and the maple twist. If you haven't had your fix this morning, make sure you stop by with our friends at the Human Being and let them know that Good Morning Brownsville sent y'all. Hey, good morning. How's it going? Only God. I agree. We should let the women choose. Now, another interesting case that we've been following has been with IES. IES was a center, a facility that housed immigrants, and their task was to educate and provide medical attention if needed to children. We saw how through the course of several years, this facility received millions of dollars in federal grant money. Well, they were recently arrested. The CEO, the CFO, and I guess the vice president, father, son, and uncle slash cuñado here in the city of Brownsville were arrested for embezzlement. Now, the interesting thing that we have been seeing from this case is the players that will be coming out throughout the trial. And while we have been very hesitant to present this information, because at the end of the day, there is a possibility that very important people who befriended this family and benefited handsomely from this endeavor. But it is important for our community to note: is there a big fish in this case? And one interesting thing that we have learned throughout this case has been that the federal government, they themselves have stated that they need more time with this embezzlement case because they consider it to be a very complex case. The case against the Gallegos and Gonzalez is one that the federal government, federal attorneys, prosecutors stated as complex, which involves fraud losses that will exceed close to $10 million. Now, the interesting thing that we got from the press release was the unnamed person. Now, IES started to get the attention of the federal government in 2016, 2017, and 2018. That is when stuff started to hit the fan. And what is interesting from this embezzlement case has been the players involved. Now, we will not make speculations on the record, but we have been hearing rumblings of the possible players. Now, what we have heard from this case has been that this establishment, this detention center, was so quick on dishing out money to their friends. What will the trial present? Will we be seeing a big fish? And the unnamed defendant that the federal government keeps saying, is that an individual worked with the federal government after they approached him or her and stated, if you do not play ball, if you do not agree to assist in this case, we'll go after you and we'll go after your family. Who is that unnamed defendant that we hear from the federal government? Only time will tell. So get your popcorn ready. Now, small business owners, what if I told you that you had an opportunity to make close to $200,000 for a grant? Now, one thing that I want to start off with is we here at Good Morning Brownsville, we support mom and pop, small businesses. We try our best throughout our shows to promote, to encourage our friends and family. You, the viewer, don't go to these big chains. Shop locally, because at the end of the day, those are the same individuals that we go to for donations, for kickball, for softball, for baseball, for soccer, for travel ball. The small businesses are always the first ones that get asked, will you help fund my son, my daughter's team? And they're always one of the ones to dish out cash as quick as possible. We are all in support of small business owners, and we would hope that they would be the ones that would reap the rewards, be able to use the resources that are available to them. And one would think that if there was money, if there were grants, if there were opportunities that our business owners could benefit from, they would be the first ones. They would be the first ones to note. The city of Brownsville is currently promoting that they would be giving away $10,000 in short-term assistance at a 0% interest rate. And this is through the Brownsville Community Improvement Center, BCIC, with their Reopen for Business program. Now, many individuals have, and in particular business owners, have stated there's no way I can get that money. Only a few individuals are the ones that have access to these funds. Now, we encourage our friends and family to apply. This is a great way if it's given um, for your business to possibly sustain itself for a couple months. Hopefully that will be the driving force to stay up and maintain your business. So make sure if you know of a business that is interested, make sure they apply. They could be found. This form could be found on the Facebook page of BCIC. But nonetheless, what we have seen as of late has been that individuals who are at the city have not been so vocal in assisting other small business owners that are in desperate need. Yesterday marked, or actually today, it marks the anniversary of our very own mayor who was requesting close to $200,000 from BCIC. This is the agenda from that very day. And one thing that I want to state is how this information was not really presented to everybody. Now, while we understand that there were that this grant, this Elon Money grant, focused primarily on downtown. And I do understand that every entity, every city needs some sort of identity, which downtown is something that our city leaders, as of late, have been very adamant in promoting. Now, one thing that we see from last year from these requests was individuals uh, that were awarded, that applied for these grants. Here we will start off with Adam Street. And one thing that I want to state: look at the difference between all these requesting and the very last one at the very top. And I'll zoom it in for you. At the very top, we have Rolando Garza, a person, requesting $80,000 on Adam Street. We have Blanca Perez, a person, on Washington Street, requesting $160,000. We have a Maria Cisneros Solis Johnson on Washington Street, requesting $130,000. But look at the last one, ladies and gentlemen. The last one, Urban Eights Properties LLC, and they were requesting at that time $200,000. Now, again, as soon as I get off, I am sure, I am more than positive, I will get phone calls, messages, and state, you're being negative. Don't you want to promote businesses? Don't you want to be that person that encourages individuals to open up shop? And again, we are very proud and supportive of small business owners. But what we have seen from this case in particular has been that there was a sneaky way of doing this, and the records show that the registered agents for Urban Eight Properties LLC were none other than the mayor for the city of Brownsville and a former employee of the city, or an employee at the time, now former employee of the city of Brownsville. And once again, I don't want my community to misconstrue and state you're negative. You don't want nobody to to be a shark, to be a business owner. And we all want that American dream. We want to put in a couple bucks, work at it, and then reap the rewards. The difference here has been, and I'll go back to the way it was presented. Don't you think it was a little bit sneaky for everyone to list themselves? And I do understand, businesses do that. LLCs are created all the time. But what is the reasons why individuals create LLCs? Many individuals have stated that that's a way to create shell companies, to mask the real owners. Now, while we are not making that claim, because Urban Eights did file and the registered agents are on record of being the mayor and an ex-employee at that time, an employee for the city of Brownsville. But one thing that keeps on coming to my head is, if this wasn't a big deal, why didn't those individuals use their name? Blanca Perez used her name. Maria Cisneros Solis Johnson used her name. But urban 8 properties didn't. Could it be that by them using their name, they would feel the backlash of the people? My issue here, ladies and gentlemen, is that I want my elected officials, the public servants, to serve. And I'm going to drop the line. Why do people run for public office? Is it because they want to provide a better Brownsville for you and your family? Or do they run because they want to serve themselves? Last year on the agenda for BCIC, we had the mayor who used an LLC recently created to request $200,000. Now, we are not alleging that this was criminal in nature, but it doesn't smell right and it looks weird whenever uh, that application was filed under an LLC. Now, that is not something that is out of the norm, but once it was brought to his attention, he said, "Oh, no, 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 no. It shouldn't have been submitted. It wasn't ready to be reviewed." Why is it that our elected officials always seem to do things that benefit themselves and not the community as a whole? What I feel that, or I believe that as an elected official, you should be vocal. Hey, business owners, guys, there's a grant going on. We started today with a career fair. We want the community to know and to spread the word that, hey, there's a job fair going on. I want my elected officials to say, hey, small business owners. And while we understand that this is only for downtown, we have business owners in downtown, small business owners in downtown that said, I was not made aware. I didn't even know that this existed. Why don't I get a shot? Why don't I get first dibs just as them? I want my elected officials to be at the very back of the line. I want my community to reap the benefits. I want them to go with their hands like this and come out like, oh, crap, I can't, it's too much. But what happens? We go before them like this, and we have to settle for crumbs. I want my community to know that this is what we are dealing with here in the city of Brownsville. While we are in support of small business owners, we feel as if the current administration who wants to take part of these benefits, why don't they do it on their own time? Why do they have the inside information that many of us don't? We are in support of small business owners. We encourage our community to frequent their establishments because, once again, those are the same establishments that we go to for donations and when we really need it the most. Just last year, we had the mayor request $200,000, and it wasn't until it was brought to his attention that application was pulled. Are we satisfied with individuals that will use their position, our position, on the city, on the county, on the school district for their own benefit? Don't we want elected officials to scream and shout and say, hey, guys, there's this grant opportunity which I'm going to use. Y'all should sign up for it. Y'all will benefit from it just as way I'm trying to benefit from it. But I want them at the back of the line. And then if there's resources for them to get, go ahead. At the end of the day, they are business owners. But what happens when you do things a las escondidas and they come out? It looks bad. We're not saying that this was criminal in nature, but it just doesn't smell right. And it leads to questions of ethics. Is that what we want from our elected officials? Are we okay with them being first in line and getting first dibs and calling shotgun when we don't even know what opportunities there are? And that, my friends, is the rest of the story. Reliving the 2008 market crash just yesterday, 14 years ago, we did have the 2008 market crash, which affected the housing market as well. And the market, the way it works, is like a yo-yo. It's good, it's bad, it's good, 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 and then it'll drop. Is this a way for sharks to come together, pull all of their assets, and then once the people are suffering, once the houses are cheap, they'll scoop them up at a very cheap price and then rent it back to those people that lost those properties? Are we going through that today? Just yesterday, the market was at an all-time low. A recession, as many economists predict, is on its way. Abbott and Beto debate in the Rio Grande Valley today at 7 p.m. Make sure you tune in for the governor debate. The issues are the border crisis, abortion, and gun rights. Tune in today at 7 p.m. Unnamed defendant in the Gallegos case. Many insiders believe that a big fish, will be revealed in this Gallegos case. And small business owners, wouldn't you want $200,000 for your establishment? While we are in support of business owners receiving the resources, assistance from our municipal government, our city government, what we have seen has been that individuals on that board have used their position to benefit they themselves in some way, form, or fashion. Just last year, we had our very own mayor request $200,000. We're not alleging that nothing criminal took place. It just leads us to question and talk about ethics. Are you okay with individual using his position to get the rewards, the resources that should be available to the community? The way it was done makes it seem as if by him putting an LLC and not his name on there led many to question and say something doesn't look right. And that, my friends, is the rest of the story. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. It is 7:48 a.m. Friday, September the 30th. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Have a great week. Hope to see you here on Monday. God bless.